All right, Metal Monday. We had a weird week last week.
It was a doozy.
Copper got its ass kicked, but today's been much better.
Yeah.
And it kind of recovered a little bit on Friday too.
Yeah, I think
It was Thursday the bloodbath day. What day did it just get killed?
Thursday was for sure. Friday wasn't very pretty on the PGM side.
But copper kind of recovered.
Yeah,
a
the
little.
base metals were just kind of hanging around. But Thursday was the day that you just want to, like, when I start the day and then about midway through I'm like, well, there ain't nothing good happening today. I might as well just go home and wait it out until tomorrow.
I think it was 2012 when things were really good, but then they just started going like this for like a year. I was
Third, it was 14.
Was it 14?
It was 14.
It was 14. I was scared.
15. It was just death by a
thousand
cuts. That's
And
what I always say.
So it's refreshing to see a little recovery today, and
we'll see.
It is natural, in a healthy market. If you see it up consistently for 6 months, I think you gotta worry too. So
yeah, everybody'd like to see 450 copper again, right? $5 copper, like what we keep preaching, but ultimately, I mean, it has to take a break at some point. You just hope the break doesn't turn into a long-term, sell-off. So,
yeah.
Obviously, I always said if I was trading metal futures for a living, I probably wouldn't need to sit here and talk about scrap every Monday or run a scrap yard. But I mean, I think we have a pretty good feel for what we want to do with the commodities that we intake. And I was reading a quote the other day, and I really liked it. And this is kind of my take on it, right? So everybody has their own way of doing it, and obviously we have really good contacts within the hedging side, but we don't hedge. And that being said, we hedge with physical material, right? So we've always said, like, we'll hedge by accumulating material, and we feel if it's a soft market, then we'll hold, and that's our hedge. When the market's screaming up, then our goal is to process it quickly and get it out, so we don't necessarily have to hedge it. We just get it production, get it out, and then as the market comes off, then we kind of sit back and hold. But as a commodities trader, you can be essentially two things. You can be a broker, which is basically you don't ever take possession of the material, right? You buy it for $1, and I buy it from you for $1.05, and because I got a buyer for 107, I just take that chunk out of the middle. So you never really take possession because you're selling it as soon as you're buying it. In our situation, I feel like we're more true commodities traders because we're actually taking possession of the commodity, whether it's platinum, palladium, rhodium from a converter, or copper wire, or aluminum, or nickel in the form of stainless, and we're truly trading that commodity. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but then the only way to really get the true upside is to take physical possession of it and try and ride a wave one way or the other.
Yeah.
You can argue 10 different ways of doing business, and somebody can tell you, yeah, that's not smart. Take your profit and move on. Well, at some point, yeah, I agree. You do need to take your profit and not get greedy, but you also have to be willing to take physical possession of the material and look for that upswing. So that's how we play it on our end, and right or wrong, that's our
scary because February 2020, we closed the deal to buy a very, 120,000 pounds of copper.
Yeah.
We closed the deal, we locked them in. Then the Corona stuff started happening in March, and everything took a shit, and it got ugly. But we honored our quote, and we had to hold till the market got back to where it was, and we didn't make a killing on that, but we held it, and we moved our other stuff and adjusted accordingly, and that's where the risk is, I'd say 95% of scrap yards are doing similar risk,
Yeah.
because there's not a whole lot of hedging going on out there, But
and we have a lot of relationships with brokers, and that's just a whole different business model than a scrap metal recycling. I mean, you see a lot of scrap metal recycling companies as they expand, and they expand into the brokerage side. Well, I have a lot of guys that I do business with that are brokers, and they really are just brokers, you know, because
Yeah.
I think that the actual scrap metal recycling facilities are more commodities traders because they're actually taking physical possession, processing it, you know, either, you know, packaging it, repackaging it, whatever, and then selling it into an open market. You know, but versus brokers, it's relationships, it's, you know, the front end, the consumer on the back end, the front end who's processing it, you know. It's just a different business model. Respect for everybody doing it, both sides, but I prefer to be on the trader side.
Yeah, I like it. Well, next week.
On days like today.
On days like today.
Versus Thursday. When you're like, I'm out, fuck, I'm going home. I'm gonna call it a day today.
Any rumblings on iron yet?
I haven't heard anything, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what to. Every time I think, I've got a feel for it. You know, I feel like it's a sideways market.
Okay,
is what it feels like to me.
Be a few weeks out on that, but we'll keep everybody posted. Shout out to my brother-in-law Chucky. He bought me this in New York.
Yeah,
I love it. It's my new favorite cup. So,
well, that fits your personality.
Yep. Everyone, cheer up.
Yeah. Have a great day.
All right.